Hey, what is up guys, and welcome into the Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 2 Breakdown. Today we are diving into the blue set, all the new blue cards that we got added, the new additions to the Sukuna deck, the new additions to the Nanami deck. I think blue just went from great to absolutely busted, especially Nanami. Nanami's looking so good with the draw power. But yeah, anyways, if you guys enjoy, as always, drop a like and subscribe, and yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it. Also, if you guys didn't see any of my other breakdowns, I just wanted to mention, kind of experimenting with how to do these Volume 2s with the Bleach Volume 2. I sort of included the buffs, like from the old colors, into one video. With JJK, I'm sort of trying to do the colors in their own videos. So let me know what you guys like more. I'm sure it won't really matter to you guys either way. But either way, you're clicking and watching, so I do appreciate you guys for real. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it, guys, and take a look at all the new Sukunas that we got, because we've officially got a Sukuna deck finally. If you guys didn't know, I feel like Sukuna definitely didn't have his own deck too much in Volume 1, especially because of how good Nanami was. Obviously, we were lacking some Yujis. We didn't have a ton of Sukunas. But now we've just got so many Sukunas, so many Yujis. We can easily run a 100% Sukuna build, and it's going to be very, very good. So taking a look at the brand new Sukuna raid, absolutely broken looking card here. He's going to be a 7 cost that we can get down in cost a little bit later, as you'll see. But yeah, 7 cost Sukuna, 1 action point. He's going to be a raid. He has impact straight up, and then when played, choose one of the abilities listed below. If you have 3 Sukuna's fingers in your sideline, choose 2. If you have 4 Sukuna's fingers in your sideline, choose all instead. Also, just wanted to clarify, because I saw this somewhere. If you do activate all of the abilities, you do have to activate them in the order going from down to the bottom, from what I heard. So just keep that in mind for anybody curious. You don't get to choose the order. You just have to choose all from top to bottom. If you guys have heard different, let me know, but that was what I heard from some judges, so. But yeah, so first ability here, draw a card, and then your opponent places 1 card from their hand into the sideline. Pretty brutal. The next one, all characters with 2,500 or more BP on your opponent's front line will lose 2k until the end of the turn. Keep in mind, it does it like this so that you can't just straight up sideline them with this ability. The next one you can, though, choose up to 1 character with 3,500 or less on your opponent's front line and sideline it. So yeah, so essentially if you're activating 2, these are going to be a great combination, because you can reduce characters from like a 4k down below the 3,500 threshold with this first one, and then just straight up remove them with this one. Pretty nice card, all off of a 1-plate ability, which is crazy. Then, of course, the draw and making your opponent trash is just brutal. There's so many decks and so many situations where your opponent just gets down to like 3 or 1 card in hand, just because it's easy to do that if you don't have the draw power in this game. So, yeah, that's a pretty nice ability to have. And then, obviously, Raid Trigger, he's a 5k BP. So, busted Sukuna. The second this guy comes out, you're hoping to have Sukuna's fingers, obviously, and yeah, hopefully you're just running the game with this guy. And then another new Sukuna edition that we got is this 4 energy 2 action points Sukuna. This is not a raid card. However, you get to play this card set to active when you play him. He's a double blocker, 3,500 BP. During your turn, however, he's going to gain 500, so when he's attacking, he's a 4k. And then when attacking, you get to choose 1 character on your opponent's front line with 1,500 or more BP, and it loses 1k until the end of the turn. And then you get to add 1 character to this effect for each Sukuna's finger in your sideline. So, it's pretty nuts, dude. This character is going to be taking away your opponent's blockers, essentially. So nice. Unfortunately, you can't really pair this with that Raid Sukuna, since this is when attacking and the other one's when played. But still, I mean, you can when it comes to the actual defensive portion of it, for sure. Anyway, it's still really, really good. Again, set to active. He's got an active trigger as well. So the double block, set to active, all this stuff, the 2 action points is justified on this guy, let's just say. So yeah, really, really nice addition for sure. Also wanted to mention this Yuji here, which is going to allow you to play all your Sukunas a little easier here, reducing the cost of them. So 5 energy, 1 action point Yuji. During your turn, if on the front line, if you have 1 or more Sukuna finger in your sideline, reduce the required energy of all Sukunas in your hand by 1. If you have all 4 Sukuna's fingers or more, I don't know why it says or more, in your sideline, 2 instead. So you can make the 7 cost 5. You can make this guy cost 2 energy to play, which is so crazy. Obviously, having all 4 Sukuna's fingers in your sideline is super rare, but just getting the -1 consistently with 1 Sukuna's finger is going to be amazing. And then he also has a when played, draw a card, sideline a card from your hand, active trigger 3k. He's also got the 4k BP, and again, it's a Yuji, so you can raid on top of this Yuji with Sukunas, which is so nice. So yeah, fantastic addition to the deck. Even with like the 5-cost Sukuna that you might want to slap in for the Volume 1, it's just going to be a really, really nice addition. I've also got a way better color trigger Yuji, in my opinion. The other one wasn't bad, it just sucked that he was a 2 action point. So yeah, this one's a 3 energy, 1 action point Yuji. As long as you have 1 Sukuna's finger in your sideline, this character is going to be a double energy generator. The blue color trigger is not terrible. Return a 3,500 or less BP on your opponent's front line to their hand. Could be really good. But yeah, either way, he's the color, so you have to choose him or the Volume 1. Just keep that in mind, or do a 2-2 split. Only 4 color triggers in a deck if you don't know. But yeah, double energy generating 3,500 Yuji. Very, very nice looking card, because we want as much energy, as much Yujis as we can in this deck for the Sukunas, so fantastic addition. You got this really, honestly, really good card, but I'm really interested to see if people are going to try to run it because it looks a little risky. It's an 8-cost, 2 action point. Be proud, you were strong. If Sukuna is on your front line, you reduce the required energy by 2 while in your hand. So you could technically play this if you have all double energy generators on your energy line, which is possible, but you are trying to get this down to a 6 by having Sukuna. Choose 1 character with 4k or more base BP on your opponent's front line, sideline it, and draw 2 cards. Listen, amazing effect. This card looks broken. It's just a matter of actually playing it and not having it brick in your hand or no triggers, so you always see it in life and it never helps you. I might try to run a couple of these, but man, it would be annoying to never play this card. But the times you get to play it, it's busted. Sideline a 4k, draw 2. Man, that's really good. That's really good. I haven't tried to run it yet. I'm still experimenting with my Sukuna builds because there's so many options with Volume 1. But yeah, I need to splash this in. Sideline and draw 2. That's crazy. It's just no trigger. It's so risky. And then yeah, that's essentially the new additions that we got for the Yuji Sukuna deck. I just wanted to mention real quick, if you aren't familiar with Volume 1, this Sukuna is going to be amazing to run. I mean, he was always good to run. It's just I felt like the Nanami package was just way better. But now that we can go full Yuji, full Sukuna, I think this guy's going to have a lot of value. He can rest an opponent's card when played, keep them sticky rested. You know, they can't restand the next time they would restand. Then he also allows you to search for a Sukuna's Fingers or a Malevolent Shrine out of the top 5 cards of your deck, and you don't have to sideline a card when you take one either. So good. That also brings me to the Malevolent Shrine. Now that we have more Sukuna options and hopefully more ways to get those fingers potentially with draw power and stuff, Malevolent Shrine is going to be an amazing card to have as always. Again, now that we can commit way more to Sukuna, we can probably try to mix in 1 or 2 Malevolent Shrines. This also has the add to hand trigger, keep in mind, so Malevolent Shrine is even just a 1-of if it pops up in life, could be really good. And if you don't know, if you have 2 Sukuna's Fingers in your sideline, you can give a Sukuna damage 2. If you have 3 Sukuna's Fingers in your sideline, you can give a Sukuna Snipe and damage 2. And if you have 4 Sukuna's Fingers in your sideline, you can give him Impact 1 plus 1, so make him an Impact 2 with Snipe. Yeah, Malevolent Shrine is an amazing card. Basically, the more Sukuna's Fingers, the stronger your Sukunas become with it. And then for anybody curious, because I've been waiting and I'm curious, we do still have this freaking pair ban with Yuji and Sukuna. Maybe they'll make an update soon, back from when Set 1 released in November 22nd, 2024. Basically, if you're running this Yuji that searches out Sukuna's Fingers, you cannot run this Raid Sukuna, or vice versa. So you have to choose between these 2 cards. I mean, this is the Alt Art Sukuna, but yeah, essentially you can only run Sukuna or you can run Yuji. They cannot both be in the same deck. And I feel like this Sukuna is a lot better. I don't know, it's up to you, but I think Sukuna is still going to be the choice. Okay, I think currently in Japan, the rule is changed, and now you can only have 2 Sukunas in any deck, no matter what. No pair ban, but you're restricted to 2 of these no matter what. I wonder if we'll ever see that. I was hoping we'd see it around the time of release of Set 2 JJK. Who knows? Time could tell. They could literally release it right after I post this. Who knows? And then, yeah, the Raid Yuji is still obviously an amazing card. He doesn't need Sukuna's Fingers, but again, if you're struggling on your Sukuna's Fingers, you could come in clutch. When played, return a 4k or less to your opponent's hand. So yeah, Volume 1 definitely has some great cards you want to add in. Divergent Fist for your special if we're going straight Yuji. I mean, if we're splashing in some Nanamis, this is obviously a much better special as ratio technique. But Divergent Fist is fantastic. It's just with ratio technique, you have the option to put a card on the bottom of your opponent's deck instead of their sideline. So good. Never see him again. Oh, and also, I guess there's no Sukuna's Fingers in Volume 2. So yeah, Volume 1, very necessary. Very good cards in there. Very curious to see what cards we'll see a lot of play of. I wonder if people will cut the starter deck Sukuna and run this Yuji and this Sukuna just to guaranteed get all those fingers to have some busted abilities, since with this guy we want like 3 or more, you know? But yeah, that is essentially the Yuji and Sukuna buffs. I'm excited to run the deck. Sukuna's the GOAT. I'm so excited to see this deck in action and really, really thriving. I'm still figuring out the builds and the numbers on the cards, but yeah, fantastic looking deck. Maybe I splash in some of these Be Prouds who are strong. Just get one off and it probably does so much work for you. And then yeah, the other deck that got some really nice buffs is the Kento Nanami deck here. So we did get a brand new Nanami raid. If you don't know, with the Nanami deck, the whole goal of every Nanami card essentially is to get your deck to 15 cards or less. Once you've drawn sideline from your deck and your deck is officially at 15 or less, your Nanami has become absolutely broken. So, new additions to help us get there. 4 energy, 1 action point raid Nanami. When played, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line. It gains this character cannot attack until the start of your next turn. Such a good little lock-in card. And then when attacking, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your sideline. Love that. Then if you do have 15 or less cards in your deck, you also get to draw up to 1 card. You don't have to. And reduce the BP of all characters with 1,500 or more on your opponent's front line by 1 until the end of the turn, by 1k. So yeah, essentially, this guy can allow your smaller attackers to get through or get rid of the big defending bodies. I wouldn't say the 15 or less is super broken with this guy, but the fact that he's constantly, when attacking or removing a card, he's a new raid Nanami, such a great addition. And yeah, he could be a good defensive raid as well. If your opponent has an attack still and this guy comes out of life, he could pause that attack with this when played ability. Super strong. Very nice addition, raid Nanami. And then we also got this really nice looking color trigger Nanami. Now, I really like the volume 1 color trigger, but this is obviously way better early game, so I might end up going like with a 2-2 split, maybe even 3 of these, 1 of the other one. I really like 2-2 color splits, though. They've been working out for me. But anyways, 2 energy, 1 action point Nanami. During your opponent's turn, this character gains 1k and nullify impact if you have 15 or less in your deck. So obviously this top text is like a late game thing. And then when played, you get to place the top card of your deck into your sideline. So yeah, he's a new raidable Nanami. He only costs 2 to play, and when played, you get to trash 1 card from your deck. So it's still, not super broken or anything, but a lot better than the other Nanami, which was, what was he, a 4? Let's pull him up real quick. Yeah, the other Nanami was a 4 energy, 2 action point, who's fantastic. It's just this ability is when played, place 7 cards from your sideline to your removal to draw 3. Amazing card. It's a late game card, so you get too many of them too early. It's a little annoying. So having this Nanami as an early alternative could be really strong. We also got this Hybero card here. 0 energy, 1 action point, active main, switch to resting, sideline this card, and then you get to add a Nanami from your sideline to your hand. So you can essentially recycle those one-plate abilities with this guy. Could be really good. Nice little 0 cost addition. Then we also got another one, 1 energy, 1 action point when sidelined. If Nanami's on your field, draw up to 1 card. So again, 2 really good cards. One that helps you sort of filter your deck a little bit. The other one, replaying, reviving Nanamis. That could be a great little change for sure. And then we did get 1 more new Nanami, which we love as many new like character cards as we can get because now it's more raid targets, So 1 energy, 1 action point Nanami when sideline, place the top card of your deck into your sideline. Love that. If you do choose 1 character on your field, it gains 1k until the end of the turn. So while we're mostly playing this card to get that sideline from our deck, as well as a raid target, he also has the potential to give like your 3k 4k BP on defense or 4k to 5k on defense, just so that then we can actually get an extra block off, making the game go a little longer for us. Yeah, really strong looking 1 cost Nanami. He's also got the active trigger too. This is a great little addition for sure. And then we did get a Megumi here, 3 energy, 1 action point that you could sort of slap into the Nanami deck. At least he'll definitely get some benefits from being in there. Or, I mean, there's a lot of different blue cards, but regardless, during your turn, if a card from your hand or deck has been placed into your sideline by one of your abilities this turn, this character gains 500 BP. And again, you could definitely run this in like the Yuji deck with the Sukuna fingers too and stuff. All around though, this could just be a nice Megumi who randomly becomes a 4k, as well as a draw trigger too. Not 100% necessary, especially because like we have so many options now for raid targets with the same names for Yujis, Sukunas, Nanamis. Like it makes sense that we probably aren't going to find room for him, but I could see this card coming in clutch for sure, and really just constantly being a 4k on your turn. Some other new cards here, 1 energy, 1 action point, Akari? I don't even remember her name, but anyways, draw trigger, no effect, 2500. Not the worst card, but she does exist. Then we got a new Maki card here, 3 energy, 1 action point, when played, add up to 1 event card with neither special or final. from your sideline to your hand. So 3k BP2, not terrible. So yeah, I mean, you could use this for, I mean, I don't know if you'd want to get Sukuna's fingers backs, but I mean, there's also, I wonder if they probably intended that to be played with cards like Playful Cloud and Slaughter Demon, these cursed tools, which, I mean, they weren't really runnable in Volume 1, but hey, listen, if you're trying to make a Maki deck, there's some potential there. But if there's any other event cards that are not specials or finals that you can think of in blue, this could be a nice card to recycle them for sure. Also got a new Inumaki card here, 0 energy, 1 action point, Nullify Impact, 2k. Don't sleep on Nullify Impact. This could literally save you give you a whole extra turn, save the entire game, especially as a 0 too, so you can just, you're choosing your standard zeros that you need, and you're like, oh, I can throw in 2 Nullify Impactors. No trigger sucks, but the Nullify Impact could be a lifesaver, so don't sleep on this card, could be pretty good. And then yeah, that is essentially it for the blue Volume 2 buffs. As you can see, most of these Volume 2 cards were essentially mostly direct buffs to Volume 1. There's not necessarily like a full deck you can build out of here, but I mean, it's like half of a Nanami deck added, half of a Sukuna deck added. Like, so many good necessary cards for sure. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know which deck you're going to be running, which one you think is going to be more good and broken. I love Sukuna. I love trying to get those Sukuna's fingers as soon as possible, getting the Sukunas out. It's just when those Sukuna's fingers don't appear, it is the most frustrating thing ever. But maybe with the pair restriction lifting at some point, maybe with more potential to run this Sukuna better. I'm also curious if this Sukuna is going to be ran too. Maybe not. I mean, it could still be good. It just comes down to the, like, how often can we get these Sukuna's fingers? Because he can return cards on your opponent's front line to their hand, but he's a 2 action point, it costs 6. I mean, he's easier to play because of that Yuji, right? It's going to be really interesting to see what these cards bring out from Volume 1 that we didn't really see too much of. But yeah, I'm excited. All in all, though, even though there's a lot of RNG with Sukuna, I think the consistency in Nanami, getting to 15 faster, being able to draw and trash so much, man, I think Nanami's gonna stand out again. I can't lie. His special's so good. Like, the consistency in draw power is just so good. It's just so good. And if we can get to 15 cards in deck or less, even more consistent, even quicker than before, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. But yeah, again, appreciate you guys watching as always. I really do appreciate the support. Drop a like and subscribe to let me know you enjoyed all that good stuff. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.